welcome back to the class. And today is the day 30, continuation part of the chapter Human Reproduction, and this is part 2. Those who are not familiar with the part 1, please watch first part 1, then next watch this part. Okay, this is the part 2. Again 100 questions are there. So here is the first question of today's chapter, that is 101th question. Assertion and reason type of the question. During secretory phase, the level of LH and FSH gradually increases. So here this assertion is wrong, false it is, because it is not going to increase, it is going to decrease. Next, reason. The increased level of FSH and LH induce Graafian follicle to secrete progesterone. So here progesterone is not secreted by the growing follicle. Instead it is primarily secreted by whom? Corpus luteum. It is not at all secreted by progesterone. So here this one is also false. So both are false. We will go with the option D. Next question, again assertion and reason type of question. 102. Assertion. During pregnancy, all events of menstrual cycle stop. Yes, this is true. And then reason. In absence of the fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates. Yes, this is also true. Both the statements are true, but reason describes what happens when there is no pregnancy. It doesn't explain why, isn't it? Why it is going to stop. That's what, it's not a correct explanation. So we will go with the option B. Next, from fertilization and then implantation part, 103 question. The sperms released during copulation finally reaches to which part of the fallopian tube? So here infundibulum, isthmus, ampulla, ampullary isthmus. So the right option is ampulla. Next, 104. All copulations not lead to the fertilization and pregnancy. Choose the correct reason for the same from the following options. A. Fertilization can only occur if sperms are transported to the ampullary isthmus junction before the ovum. And next, B. Fertilization can only occur if the ovum and then sperms are transported simultaneously to the ampullary isthmus junction. And then C. Fertilization can only occur if ovum is transported to the ampullary isthmus junction before the sperms. And then D. None of this. Here this correct option is option B, because here timing and then transport is very important. Fertilization can only occur if the ovum and then sperms are transported simultaneously to the ampullary isthmic junction, isn't it? And that is because the window of the viability for both the egg and then sperm is limited. Next one, that is 105. It is PYQ. Capacitation occurs in A. Epididymis, B. Vasa deferens, C. Female reproductive tract, D. Irritated testis. So here the right option is option C. Female reproductive tract. What is capacitation? It is the final stage of the sperm maturation that occurs after ejaculation. It is a biochemical process that takes place within the female reproductive tract. Next, 106th question. Capacitation refers to change in the A. Ovum before fertilization, B. Ovum after fertilization, C. Sperm after fertilization, D. Sperm before fertilization. So here the right option is D. Sperm before fertilization. Next, 107. Refer to the given figure showing an ovum surrounding by a few sperms. Sperm A, this one is a sperm A, in the figure is trying to fertilize the ovum. How will this sperm A ensures that no other sperms can fertilize the ovum? A. By inducing changes in the cells of the corona radiata. B. By inducing changes in the zona pellucida layer of the ovum. By inducing changes in the perivitelline space of the ovum. And then D. By releasing some chemicals to kill other sperms. So here the right option is option B. When the sperms comes into the contact with the zona pellucida layer of a ovum, it includes the changes in the membrane that block the entire entry of the additional sperms. This process is also known as cortical reaction, isn't it? Ensures that only one sperms can fertilize the ovum. So 108. The membranous cover of the ovum that is found at the time of ovulation is A. Corona radiata, B. Zona radiata, zona pellucida, and chorion. So here the right option is option A, corona radiata. At the time of ovulation, what happens? The secondary oocyte is released from the Graafian follicle. It is surrounded by two main layers, that is corona radiata and zona pellucida. Corona radiata is the outermost membranous cover made up of elongated follicular cells. Next, 109. During the acrosomal reaction, the sperm comes in contact with zona pellucida of the ovum, undergoes reaction within the uterine environment of the female, undergoes reaction within the epididymis environment of the female, and then D. produce androgenous in the uterus. So here the right option is option A. Next, 110. The secretion of the acrosome helps the sperm to enter into the cytoplasm of the ovum through corona radiata, zona pellucida, chorion, and amnion. So here the right option is option B, zona pellucida. When a sperm comes into contact with the ovum, it triggers the acrosome reaction, and that is the cap like acrosome will be there. No, it releases enzymes like hyaluronidase and acrosin. This secret help the sperms digest the whatever the digest and then penetrate the zona pellucida, the plasma membrane, okay, allowing the sperm nucleus to enter the cytoplasm of the ovum. So next one is 111, that is match the following type question. Here column 1, that is fertilization, which is matching with ampullary isthmic junction. A is 4, 2 are there, so this is eliminated. C and then A is eliminated. Next, capacitation, that is female reproductive tract it is. So B is 1, and then acrosomal reaction, which is for contact of the sperm with the zona pellucida. So C is 2. So the right option is option B. Next, 112. The embryo having 8 to 16 blastomere is called A. blastula, B. gastrula, C. morula, D. trophoblast. Here the right option is option C, morula. Next, 113. Morula is known as developmental stage between zygote and blastocyst, between blastocyst and gastrula, after implantation, between implantation and then parturition. So here the right option is option A. 114. Which hormone is responsible for ovulation? A. FSH, B. LH, C. estrogen, and then D. progesterone. So here the right option is option B, LH, that is luteinizing hormone. Next, 115. The blastomere in the blastocyst are arranged into an outer trophoblast and inner mass. Yes, this one itself is right. 116. During embryogenesis, which part of the blastocyst gets differentiated into embryo? Trophoblast, inner cell mass, morula, both A and B. Here the right option is option B. Next 117. The embedding of blastocyst in the endometrium of the uterus is called a pregnancy, lactation, embryogenesis, and then implantation. So this is called what? Implantation. Next 118. Extrusion of second polar body from the egg nucleus occurs after entry of the sperm but before fertilization, B. after fertilization, and then C. before entry of the sperm into ovum, and then D. simultaneously with the first cleavage. So here the right option is option A. So 118, the right option is option A. Next comes the question number 119. All the haploid gametes produced by the female have A. X chromosome, B. Y chromosome, C. 50% gametes have X and then 50% have Y chromosomes, and then D. 25% gametes have X and then 75% have the Y chromosomes. So for the question 119 is all the haploid gametes produced by the female have 2 X chromosomes, isn't it? That is, the right option is option A. Next question 120. Cleavage that occurs in zygote as it moves through the isthmus of the oviduct towards the uterus is A. meiotic division, B. mitotic division, C. irreductional division, and then D. none of this. So here the right option is option B. mitotic division. Next 121. Match the following question. A. trophoblast, which is matching with it is outermost layer of the blastocyst attached to the endometrium. So A is 3. This option is eliminated and this option is eliminated. B. cleavage. Cleavage is mitotic division of the zygote. So B is 4. B is 4 means right option is option B here. Next 122. Refer to the given figure showing transport of the ovum, fertilization, and then passage of the growing embryo through the fallopian tube. And the figure is followed by the 4 statements. Choose the incorrect statement. He is asking incorrect one. The second meiotic division of the secondary oocyte occurs after fertilization. Yes, this one is right. Next, the B1. The embryo with 8 to 16 blastomeres is called as morula. Yes, this one is also right. The trophoblast layer of the blastocyst gets embedded in the endometrium. This one is incorrect because the blastocyst as a whole that becomes embedded, not only the trophoblast layer. The cells of the inner cells mass differentiate to form a embryo. So this one is also right. So for 122 the right option is option C. Next 123. Assertion and reason. Assertion: all copulations do not lead to fertilization and then pregnancy. Yes, this is true. Reason: fertilization can only occur if the ovum and sperms are transported simultaneously to the ampullary isthmic junction. This is also true and then it is correct explanation of A. So here the right option is option A. Next 124. Assertion: the secretion of acrosome helps the sperm enter into the cytoplasm of the ovum. Yes, this one is true. The entry of sperm into the cytoplasm of the ovum is responsible for the capacitation of the sperm. This is false actually, because capacitation is the process by which sperm become physiologically capable of the fertilizing an egg. So here assertion is true but the reason is false. We will go with the option C. Next 125. Assertion: the blastomere in the blastocyst are arranged into trophoblast and inner mass cells. Yes, this one is true. And then reason, the trophoblast layer gets attached to the endometrium. Both are true, but it is not correct explanation of assertion. So we will go with the option B. Next question from pregnancy and then embryonic development. 126. The finger-like projection that appears on the trophoblast after implantation are called trophioctoderm, chorionic villi, placenta. None of this. Here the right option is option B, chorionic villi. After implantation, finger-like projections called what? Chorionic villi appears on the trophoblast. Next, 127. The structural and functional unit formed between the developing embryo and maternal body is called a placenta. This one itself is right. Next, 128. The embryonic remains connected to the placenta through A, chorionic villi, B, trophoblast, C, umbilical cord, and then D, none of this. Here the right option is option C, umbilical cord. It serves as a vital lifeline that connects the developing embryo to the placenta. Next, 129. Choose the correct statement about the placenta. Sorry, not the correct one, incorrect one. Choose the incorrect statement about the placenta. So, placenta facilitates the supply of the oxygen and nutrition to the embryo, right? It helps in the removal of CO2 and then excretory waste materials produced by the embryo, right? C. The placenta is connected to the embryo through the umbilical cord. This one is also right. Placenta acts like a endocrine tissue and produce several enzymes also. No, this is not a right option because placenta acts as an endocrine tissue by producing essential hormones like HCG, HPL, estrogen and progesterone. So its primary function is not producing the enzyme, producing the hormones, okay, not the enzymes. So this one is the right option. 130th question. Which of the following hormone is not secreted by human placenta? A, HCG, estrogen, progesterone, and then D is LH. So here the right option is LH. Next, 131. Several hormones like HCG, HPL, estrogen, progesterone are produced by A, fallopian tube, B, pituitary, C, ovary, D, placenta. So here the right option is D, placenta. So placenta, it is act as a temporary endocrine tissue during pregnancy. It secretes several of the essential hormones to maintain pregnancy. That is HCG, that is human chorionic gonadotropin, HPL, that is human placental lactogen, and estrogen and then progesterone. Next, 132th question. A hormone that is secreted by ovary in the later phase of pregnancy is estrogen, FSH, relaxin and HCG. That is the right option is option C, relaxin. Okay. Next, 133. The hormone that is produced during pregnancy only. HCG, HPL, relaxin, all of this is correct. 134. The level of estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, etc. increase many folds in the blood during pregnancy. It is necessary for supporting the fetal growth, right? Metabolic changes in the mother, right? To maintenance of the pregnancy, right? So all of these are right. 135. Match the following type of question. Chronic villi. It is chronic villi. A is like finger like projection, that is A is 2. Placenta is structural and functional unit between the fetus and then mother, so B is 3. And then umbilical cord is connects embryo to the placenta, isn't it? So C is 4. A is 2, B is 3, and then C is 4. So the right option is option A. Next question 136. Immediately after implantation, which part of the blastocyst differentiates into ectoderm and then endoderm? Trophoblast, chroniculi, inner cell mass, none of this. Here the right option is option C, inner cell mass. Outer layer called ectoderm and then inner layer called what? Bottom endoderm. And then third layer is called what? Mesoderm. Next 137. Refer the given diagram showing human fetus within the uterus. How will the removal of A in the figure affects the growth of the fetus? If A is removed, what it is going to be happening? So A, secretion of HCG hormone will stop, secretion of relaxin hormone will stop, transportation of substance to and from the embryo will stop, and D, all of them. So here the right option is option C, transport of substance to and from the embryo will stop, because the A which is shown here, it is the umbilical cord. Its main function is to serve as a vital link between the developing embryo and then placenta. 138. The inner cell mass contains certain cells called stem cells which have the potency to give rise to A, special tissue and organs, B, all tissues and organs, C, all cardiac cells and heart, none of this. So B, that is all tissues and organs. The next question is, that is 139. Match the column 1 with column 2. Select the correct option. Here column 1 is given mons pubis, which is with the female external genitalia. So 1 is 3, and then antrum is for Graafian follicle, B is 4, and then C is embryo formation, and then Nebenkern is sperm. So here 3 4 1 2, 3 4 1 2, the D option is right. Next 140. The fetus develops limbs and then digits by the end of first month of pregnancy, second month of pregnancy, third month of pregnancy, fifth month of pregnancy. Limbs and then digits by the end of second month of pregnancy, that is option B. Next 141. Column 1 with column 2 match the following. Heart is at the first month, so A is 2, and then limbs and digits just now we discussed, that is second month. External genitalia, that is at the third month, fifth one, and then appearance of the hair on the head at the fifth month. So here 2143, the right option is option C. Next 142. Read the following statement about the major features of the embryonic development at the various months of pregnancy. Choose the incorrect statement. Incorrect, he is asking. First one, the embryo's heart is first formed organ. Yes, this is right. The most of the major organ systems are formed by the end of second month of the pregnancy. No, this is wrong, because major organ system are formed by the end of first trimester, that is third month. So this one is wrong. The first movement of the fetus is observed during 7th month of the pregnancy. No, this one is also wrong, because it's not at the 7th month, it is at the 5th month. So the eyelashes are formed by the end of the second trimester. This one is right. So second and 3, A option is right here. 143. Select the sequence of the events. Gametogenesis, gamete transfer, syngamy, zygote formation, different. No. Gametogenesis, gamete transfer, syngamy, zygote formation. division, cell differentiation, oogenesis. This one is right. 144 assertion and reason type of question. Here assertion is the placenta is connected to the embryo through an umbilical cord, right? And then reason, the umbilical cord helps the transport of substance to and from the embryo. This one is also right. So here the option A is right. Again one more assertion and reason type of question. Placenta also acts as an endocrine gland. Yes, this is true. And in the later phase of pregnancy, relaxin is released by the placenta. This one is also true, but it is not correct explanation. So we will go with the right B. 146. The first movement of fetus are observed during the 3rd month of the pregnancy. False. By the end of first trimester, eyelids separate and then eyelashes are formed. This one is also wrong. So both are wrong. We will go with the option D. Next, from the parturition and lactation. 147. Duration of pregnancy is called parturition, lactation, gestation period. None of this. The right option is option C, gestation period. Next, 148. The process of delivery of the fetus is called lactation, parturition, fetal ejection reflex. None of this. It is called parturition. 149. The signals for parturition originates from the fully developed fetus. Yes. Placenta also. So here the right option is option A and B. Next, match the following. 151. Gestation period. Here option A, gestation period is during pregnancy, it is going to call. So A is 2. Parturition is process of delivery of the fetus. So B is 3. And fetus ejection reflex is mild uterine contraction after birth, placental expulsion. So 2314. 2314. Right option is option A. 151. The process of milk production is called lactation. First one itself is right. Next, choose the incorrect statement from the following. Parturition is induced by a complex neuroendocrine mechanism. Yes, this one is right. B. Fetal ejection reflex triggers release of the oxytocin from the hypothalamus. This one is wrong. Yes, of course from the hypothalamus, but maternal posterior pituitary it is. So this one is wrong. So we will go with the option B. Next, 153. Which of the following hormone is responsible for the both milk ejection reflex and then fetal ejection reflex? That is relaxin, estrogen, prolactin and then oxytocin. Here the right option is oxytocin. Next, 154. Milk produced during the initial few days of lactation is called colostrum. 155. Choose the incorrect statement from the following. Incorrect one. Internal fertilization takes place in the birds and mammals. Correct. Colostrum contains antibodies and nutrients. Correct. Polyspermy is prevented by chemical changes on the egg surface. No, it is physical changes, not the chemical one. So the wrong option is C. Next, 156. Colostrum contains antibodies. Yes. Nutrients. Yes. So the right option is option D. Next, 157. Assertion and reason type. Parturition is a complex neuroendocrine mechanism. Yes. Signals parturition originates from the fully developed fetus and then placenta. Right. So the right option is option A. 158. Assertion and reason type of the question. The mammary gland of the female undergo differentiation after parturition. This is false. It is not after parturition, it is during the pregnancy. So lactation always starts after children. No, it is not always. So here we will go with the option D. 159. Assertion and reason. Breastfeeding during the initial period of infant growth is recommended. Yes. During the initial few days after delivery, it is called what? Colostrum is produced. This one is also true. So we will go with the option A. 160. The part of the fallopian tube where fertilization occurs is ampulla. Next, from now onwards, 161 onwards, we are going to discuss the PYQs. Hormone responsible for ovulation, LH. Fertilization occurs in ampulla. Acrosome is delivered from Golgi. Implantation occurs in uterus. Capacitation occurs in female tract. Testosterone is secreted by Leydig cells. Zona pellucida surrounds ovum. Placenta helps in nutrition, respiration, excretion. So that's what we will go with the option D. Spermatogenesis, it is a formation, maturation, division and then fusion. So it is the maturation. 170. Relaxin is secreted by ovary and then placenta. So we will go with the option D. 171. FSH in females, it is a use for the follicle growth. 172. LH in the males stimulates Sertoli, Leydig, germ cells and epidermis. So it is for the Leydig cells. Semen is produced by testes, accessory glands, epididymis, vasa deferens. The right option is B. 174. Part of sperm for enzyme release, acrosome. Blastocyst contains both inner cell mass and then trophoblast. Implantation occurs after 6 to 7 days. HCG hormone is secreted by placenta. 178. Sertoli cells function, it is nourishes the sperm. Next, Graafian follicle release, ovum. 180. Umbilical cord connects fetus and then placenta. 181. Which part of the sperm contains mitochondria, that is the middle piece where it is providing the energy for the motility. 182. Which structure collects ovum from the ovulation, that is fimbriae. 183. Seminiferous tubules are lined by germinal epithelium. The fluid part of the semen is secreted by accessory glands. Which hormone is called as pregnancy hormone, that is called as HCG. Ovulation is induced by LH circ. Which structure forms major part of the placenta, that is called chorion. Sperm storage site in the males, that is epididymis. The hormone responsible for the milk ejection is oxytocin. The hormone responsible for milk production is prolactin. Production is different and then ejaculation is different. 191. The acrosomal reaction helps in the penetration of the ovum. Next, which hormone prepares endometrium for the implantation, that is progesterone. 193. Which structure secretes alkaline fluid for the sperm protection? Here it is prostate gland. 194. Fertilization leads to restoration of diploid number. Which membrane surrounds embryo and forms fluid cavity? Amnion. 196. Which hormone causes uterine contraction during parturition, that is oxytocin? Which structure attaches embryo to the uterus, that is the placenta? Spermatogenesis occurs in seminiferous tubules. 199. Which phase involves shedding of the endometrium, that is the menstrual phase? Which hormone is highest during the secretory phase, that is progesterone? This is the last question of today's discussion and we will be ending the chapter Human Reproduction. So for the next class we will go with the another one more interesting chapter. If you have any queries, drop your message in the comment box. Please like, share and then subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.